Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Grand Collective. I'm Grand Madam, looking like Witchy Boo right about now. How are you this morning? Um, right off the bat, we've been through so much chaos right about now. So is this hair. Let's do this. Got a little chaos going on around the address too. Hold on a second. Let's just calm things down. Hello, Nathan. Right now I'm on the webcam using this audio system. I'm gonna have to get a whole sound system just for my little singing bowls. But for right now, this will do. Hi, Hazel. Quiet breeze. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. You're coming in. Hey, cutie Lawrence. Doris, Alex, hello. I also found out this thing makes two sounds at one time. Really weird. Three sounds. And if I leave it alone long enough, it'll keep singing. And singing and singing and singing. Okay, you didn't come in here to hear all that. I just wanted to hit you with some sounds to cool your jets for a bit. You came to hear what I would have to say about the recent going ons. Yes, I've got a lot to say. However, I'm going to be very selective on this broadcast, okay? Or this live. Down, 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 down. Someone asked in the comments, wasn't I afraid of retaliation? No, because I got a pretty tough security team myself. And they would have annihilated anything that was coming my way if it thought it would do me harm, you know? So, no. However, doing me harm and taking me off the channel is two different things. Okay. All right. Now, trying to get my bowls away, put away. There. All right. And now, so what miffed me the most is I have said this before. Excuse me a second. And that is all of these executive orders from 47, over 100 from what I've heard. And they all seem to be directly in violation of the Constitution of the United States and of other federal statutes. Hi, Nora. Hi, Doug Mom. And that's not going to fly. Now, this business about, well, we'll see what it's going to do through the Supreme Court because the Republicans have the Supreme Court stacked. You know what's going to happen in the Supreme Court? Let me tell you something about the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court meets 4 times a year. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, how many cases do you think they hear 4 times a year? I guarantee they hear 4. After that, they're not like lower courts. They're not meant to be. They interpret the law. They do not dictate it at all. The legislature dictates the law. The legislature holds the purse strings, not the executive branch. And 47 looks like he doesn't understand that. He actually thinks that or believes that. Some people are in their fantasy worlds. I'm not saying this as a joke. I'm not saying this to be a smart ass. I'm not saying it to be funny. Good morning, Sheila. Hey, Krista. Former Dreamer 29. Hi. I'm saying this because as long as people are civil, Mental illness is very difficult to detect. As long as people behave in a civil manner and they're very charming, or for other groups, they're laid back and just cool, they just know what to say, mental illness is extremely difficult to detect. And I'll leave it like that. So I did manage to get a couple of little topics down that I wanted to discuss. And I want your questions a little bit later on too, you know. Okay. Hey, Defana, Luann, Alex, Krista McCracken. I'm in the DMV, Mid-Atlantic, United States. Near and dear to my heart, it's the military. You know, I was pissed off. I was first pissed off when I found out that military families were on food stamps. Add that to be compounded with, I found out they took them off the food stamps. Now they're back on the food stamps. This is a pattern, folks. When I figure out what question I'm going to ask, I'm going to figure out what deck cards I'm going to use. This is a pattern. And it seems like you have direct violations of the statute, then you have the pushback. No, you can't do that. Here comes another direct violation. They call them executive orders, and here's another pushback. They're not even pushbacks. They're like, you can't do this. It's against the law. That's it. That's all. Goodbye. So something is amiss. Either the purpose of all of that is to create chaos and instill fear, which is what's happening. But if you can hold on long enough, you will see it all amounts to absolutely nothing. Okay? Now, this thing about trying to run the First Nation Native Americans off of their reservation land, again, that's going to stir up a whole bunch of stuff with the tribes. No, they're not ready for that. This foolishness about now, the newest one is about repeat offenders. So if you've got sons and daughters that think they just cannot stay out of jail, you know, mischief makers, he wants to deport them to other countries, where if they make up the same mischief over there, then over here, it's okay. So what we're seeing is a pattern of they're just getting, it seems like those 47 and his group just are trying to get rid of all people they don't like. And hear me, folks, they don't like anything about the working class. They hate the lower class even more. Children are no exception. But we're not going to worry about that. We're going to keep aware of that. But we're not going to worry about any of it because it all seems to be going down the drain. Now, I was going to tell you my big pet peeve is their attack on the military. You know I'm an Air Force brat, right? In my notes, the Army. Let's start with the Navy. We're going to start with the Navy. In the Naval Training Program, last week, the Navy had already dismissed 2 commanding officers. One was a black guy, a black commander, male. The other was a female commander, white. Gone 1 week. Why? We no longer have confidence in your leadership abilities. Translation, we don't like you. Get out. There was a time you could not get away with that without one hefty lawsuit. And I mean paying off in the millions. Oh, you're an Air Force brat too? Hey, TT, didn't see you this morning. Leona, hello. They're trying to supposedly clean out the DEI. Well, what if there is no DEI anymore? And you just happen to have these diverse groups of people in positions now. After all, it's been about 40 or 50, almost 50 years. Do you think the only way they got into the position was because they were a program? Maybe that's how their parents got in. That's not how they got in and stayed. And stayed. Okay? The Air Force, they tried to take out the Tuskegee Airmen training videos. And I do believe they tried to get one of those trainers fired too. 47 did this. And the Air Force bluntly said, no, we're not removing our Tuskegee Airmen videos, training videos from our training program, and we're not releasing any of our trainers. The Army was so confused. It went around and canceled some of the defense industry contracts they had just gotten. Then they got shook up because they found out China had a larger number of drones. They have a drone fleet that outnumbered the US. So they went back in and restored the defense industry contracts they just canceled. But one thing was interesting to me that I picked up on. The way 47 is going about doing this is very sloppy, disrespectful, irresponsible, and just downright suspect. Because what is happening is that he's saying in a memo, I want this done. I want the DEI hires out. But that's it. You get them out the best way you can. I want these federal contracts suspended. But what's the alternative? No, nothing. Just suspend these. In other words, what it looks like to me, now see, I've been in the working world for quite some time. And when managers do shit like this, they're going to dump the whole bailiwick, the whole aftermath on the manager. Well, you have your upper level managers. But what happens is when the lower level managers implement their own stuff, because they're going to have to, because they were not given instructions as to how to comply with upper level management. So when they go out and do their own deed, and when they get in trouble, and when they end up in the courthouse and fired, careers ruined, upper management can just say, job done, wash their hands and be done with it. That's what's happening with the military. That's what's happening with the feds too. And now we find out he's trying to push, now since people were up in the air, up in arms about DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm still not clear on what the hell that was. I've never heard of it before this year. And I know about affirmative action. That was in response to Jim Crow, where they would not allow blacks to work at that time. Yes, there was a time when black folks in the United States were not allowed to work. I'm serious. So all that bullshit you've heard about welfare is exactly that bullshit. Talk about black folks not wanting to work. It was against the law to work up until 1965. And if any white person gave them a job, they would lose their business and be jailed. That's called Jim Crow. That shit was in effect for a good 100 years. And we're still feeling that now. So affirmative action was supposed to, I hear it, but I don't see it. Ah, okay. Excuse me a second. Hey, friend, I'm online. Can I call you back?
Yeah.
Okay, bye-bye. Hey, why don't you tune in? Talk to you later. Affirmative action was to offset 100 years of discrimination in the workplace. Now, where you found your black jobs, now I'm in the mid-Atlantic, like I just said. Up north, it was a little, I don't know how they managed it there. Here, there were, for women who look like me, you could either be a teacher, a nurse, housekeeper, waitress, maybe social worker, maybe. But you worked where the people who look like me lived. That's it. Most of our female lawyers came from families who were lawyers, but they were also entrepreneurs, so they had their own firms. Okay. We're just getting the female doctors that we have now, and they're coming in from other countries. Okay? They're immigrants. Black men, you worked, if you were educated, you found a way to create your own law firm, or you were a teacher in your neighborhood. And there was always the longshoreman, okay? And the military. That was it. I'm listing legitimate jobs, okay? And I'm gonna tell you straight off the bat, not everybody could work a legitimate job because they didn't have the skills or the mindset or the emotional temperament, okay? So that's for the last 100 years, up until 1964, 65. Then there was the discrimination against women who, the pay differential, when they would give single men more money than married women or single women because it was felt that he would have a family to take care of, but he's single and he's not married and he doesn't have any children, but we're going to pay him more because he will one day. So now, okay, all of that, we got all that going on, all of that going on. So this is what 47 is trying to disrupt and bring the days back to. He's trying to roll back to those days. I don't think the people are going for it. My pen, I lost my ink ran out of my pen. I know I have military here. It was other things I wanted to tell you. Oh, these federal jobs. This is covered by federal statutes. You can't just told people, sent them a memo or email through the email, recommending that they resign and they would get all this 8-month severance pay. And in the news last night, they said they didn't have the money to pay these people any kind of 8-month severance pay if they all resigned. So what I would suggest, not yet, Nathan, I haven't gone to the comments yet. Oh, you got to well, dear, can you drop it in? You got a whole, hold on a second. That's what I said. Replacement for, DEI is a replacement for affirmative action. See, I didn't even know what it was all about. I've never even heard of it. I went in as affirmative action, and then I ended up just being myself and going wherever I could. And that was pretty cool. But that was like, what, 30 years later after? Yeah, 20, 30 years after affirmative action. I'll have to catch that later because I'm losing my train of thought looking for these questions. What was I going to say? So, they don't have the money to do it. Just like they didn't have the money for that $500 billion AI series that has already been trumped, so to speak, by the Chinese, called DeepSeek. The Chinese out-trumped Trump. So this is what I'm talking about. Grand Madam, did you see my? No, sweetie, this is what I'm trying to find. It's completely, it's chaos. It's almost like chaos magic. And you stay grounded and centered because basically it's all bullshit. It's all of it. It's bullshit. Now, what's behind it? That's what I want to look into today. Okay. Something about Nathan on YT. What's on YT? People of color and women, white women. Good afternoon, Renee. I can't find your comment, Nathan. I can't find that comment. Repeat your comment, Nathan. I can't see it. And the Marines have said nothing. Yeah, Duane, you hit it. Unstabilizing or destabilizing the government. Now, folks, we might have to get into our little witchy stuff, our little prayer stuff. If you're Christian, do your prayers. If you're witchy, do your it's start time to come out, break out the cauldron, because we got to defend this. But basically, everything seems to be moving as anticipated. You use the chaos to stir up the fear, but if the fear is calmed, what you're seeing is like pushback. Now you can't, there's no advancement whatsoever. It's just a lot of suggestion, which means suggestion goes where? Into the mind. So we have to chill that out. So you chill the mind, you control your own mind. So my one question, let me see if, what is the impact Trump is having on the military, our military? He almost got the army in a stink. Yeah, because I don't know who he's working for, but he's not working for us. Hello, Jaconda. Hello, Charlotte Pastor Caldwell. Okay. Charlotte Pastor Caldwell, you a Christian witch. All right now. I understand what that's all about too. Whole lot of chaos magic. Yes, Jaconda. Yes. Yes. Oh, Tracy, I didn't see you up there. Hello. I did see Kristen, Julia M, Candy the Brave. Let's see if anything Trump has done has shaken up the military. And the military seems to jump right back into the space it was before all this came down. Has Trump destabilized the military? Then I'm going to ask if he has destabilized the federal government. Yeah, Leona. I know what I still don't know what the difference is. But anyway, has Trump destabilized the military? What is the military's response? Wouldn't it be really fun if the military went to... What's down in Florida? The Navy? Who would get him? I don't know. If they all showed up down at Mar-a-Lago with an escort, just do agree. No, that's kind of, what is it? I said comment again, but I don't know if you see. Yeah, I hadn't seen it. All I saw is something about on YT. That's all I saw, Nathan. I can't find anything else. Or was that it? Hi, Steve. Steve talking about Pete the Hedgehog. That's scary. Because it's what it looks like to the world, and what it looks like to us is the most despicable criminals are in power. How did we let that happen? Okay, what's Trump's impact on the military? Okay, here comes little seeds, planting seeds. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. The Army never got the memo. The Army got hearsay. And I have a feeling, too, that the Air Force got hearsay. Now, maybe the Navy got the memo, but the Marines aren't responding at all. Seeds from the White House. Planting seeds. Mars is in retrograde. Hey, Krista, Mars is in retrograde or what? 6 months. Oh yeah, they're all lined up. I thought they lined up the other day on the 25th. Ace of Pentacles, new way of doing things, new life, new money. They're talking about these three cards are like it's like the seed planted by the White House for all this money and opportunity if you leave. And that's going for the military too, but the military is not buying it. And here is the Queen of Cups. Hidden emotions, but also sitting on some secrets that they can unleash. And they'll probably unleash. No, this is not a woman. I mean, I know it's a female on the cover. This is about I don't mean to step on any toes, fellas. But if you think a woman scorned is a bitch on wheels, a man told no is even 100 times worse. And that's what this is. So that energy is out there. Here's people that I guess this would be the military trying to hold on to what it has. Because basically, they told Trump no. The Hierophant. Okay. The masses. That's going to be the masses. In this case, it's the masses. And it's like, and look. See how he speaks from on high to the priests at the bottom, or the monks at the bottom? Imagine if they looked at each other and went, we're not doing this. Is he crazy? No. That's what the military did. Okay? They're going to maintain the balance. They're going to keep things quiet. The peacekeepers are going to keep the peace. It might be interesting. Venus exalted in Pisces soon, same as 8 years ago. Well, a lot of people like to be in delusions, but guess what? The sun is going to illuminate all of it, all the fantasies. So the military has gone back to being the old military, with the exception, I don't know what those two commanders are going to do. Okay. Wheel of Fortune is the wheel of change. It's also the internet. And now that even the military is aware of trying to be used as a pawn, they've got some new ideas too and some initiatives. And they've already been through the layoff. I've never heard of anybody being laid off in the military, but a few years ago, they were laying off their sailors. Navy again. But now, okay, here's the military again. This is my card for the military. This is the Knight of Swords, the battle warrior here. They're ready. They're not going down like that. And this is the memo. Let's see where it falls. Now, burden. Instability. The military sees this whole impact, 47's whole impact on it as a means to destabilize. Yeah, look, and he's not stable either. He's on the water. He's on that little, whatever that little platform is. They see it as a ploy to destabilize the military. So, outcome card, Two of Swords. They're not moving anymore. Nuh-uh. We are going to have to come up with something, but the commander-in-chief is like off his rocker for real. And there's the commander-in-chief, the emperor. So, let me move this over here. Oh! Worse than that, the commander-in-chief is a fool. Okay. Oh, look. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Here are their commanders. These might be the two commanders. Trying to offer them something. Oh, you can't see it. Let me, if I do it this way. It's only 4 cards. Commander 1, 2, King of Wands, King of Swords. Here's the offer. Nope, that's not the offer. Where's the offer? This is the offer, and it's just a manipulation. So they're still doing things. This is them trying to get these changes made in the training programs of the military. And military is like, you're not bringing that in here. And they're trying to figure out a way, basically, to resist their commander-in-chief, because now they know for sure this man's a fool. And on top of that, look, out of the 4 branches, here's 3 branches that feel they've been left behind. 3 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. And they may have to resort to court sessions, lawsuits. Fast. Here we have the 8 and 9 of Wands. Somebody's hurting badly. They're gonna hurt. Yes. But please scroll up and look. Yeah, what was your comment about? Okay, hold on. Don't let me forget, folks. Let me pick up. Can Congress call for? I forgot who calls for more. The governor calls for martial law. Okay, I'm gonna take it all the way up to the top. Now let's see. Nathan Baker, you said hi. On YT. Okay, here it is. Grand Madam, did you see my comment? That was it, babe. On YT. After hi, it was on YT. That's it. And I started all the way from the top. So Renee, did you zap him? Zap his comment? Any of my moderators zap the comment? Because I can't see it. I said comment again, but I don't know if you've seen it. Okay. I hate to bother you, but please scroll up. It's not there. It's not there, Nathan. Okay. Now, where was I? Bottom. Okay. Those memos to the military, they're lifting. That's like I said before, how the upper level manager leaves all the how-tos down to the lower level managers. So when shit goes awry, it's all the lower level managers' fault. That's what they tried to do with the military. It does not work. Talk about checks and balances. And they did it to do, create the change in the military. Let's see. There were some in the military that just withdrew from the whole situation. And you have, it's in the news now. They said, we're not doing that. And some do suspect foreign influence. And that the truth has not been told. That's the Ace of Swords reversed. Mm-hmm. And in this case, it's like soldiers or someone is following the money. I do believe, you know what? Choices are being made based on fears and insecurities. Oh yes. This is what I wanted to talk to you about. This woman behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz, I don't know who she is. We don't know who she is because she's the silent one behind the curtain. But this lady is running the whole show. And I do not feel that she's running it from the United States. Here we have the moon and the devil. There she is. She's into the fascism thing. And she stays hidden. If it's a she, but I have a feeling it's a she. I really do. And she is all about the fascism, the oligarchy. No, the spirit just says she's the wife of no one. Paper billionaires. I don't know. See, we don't know those people. These are the people who do not. They're not in the news. We don't know who these people are. They're never going to be showing. Devil means a lot of things, Jackery. Devil means addictions, blockages, fears, um, sorcery. What else does this devil mean? Bad stuff, malfeasance. The devil covers a whole umbrella of stuff. It doesn't just mean addiction. Addiction is just one malady. Malady, corruption. It also means corruption. Okay, and where was I with this? I truly believe these folks are in the sorcery deep. I do. Yeah, all those. Yes. Oh, excessive amounts, exactly. The addiction part. Not just you take a drink because you like a beer every now and then, or you want to drink wine with friends or something like that, or sit there and watch a good movie and drink some whiskey. No. It's addiction level. It's out of control of your life. Anything and everything that takes you out of control of your own life, which is a lot of people, is the devil. It's the externals. Okay, now here we have betrayal by a priestess or betrayal of a priestess. Disappointment. And here he have hit. Who is this person? And who are they talking about? They're talking about this King of Pentacles over here. This could be Musk, disappointed. Got a lot of thinking on his mind. He's scared to death with all this anxiety, and he's a King of Pentacles. Now that he knows he can't pull things back in the past like he wanted to, he wants out. Now that he can't get his position, he wants out. Now that it could not do with the military, most definitely military, what they wanted the military to do, the big three cannot rule our military. They thought they could. Thought they could move full steam ahead. But there has been a decision. And now they're going to play money games. So now they're going to play. So this department or this wing will get what? The money for the funds for this, probably the Army. But this branch won't get anything. And I do believe they tried it, and it fell flat on their face. Flat on, yeah, look. That's exactly what they did. Look at they stopped the money. Trying to be sneaky. And they created conflict with their little teeny weeny offerings, sitting back, being smug, like they had their our military all sewed up. And the military said, wait a minute, hold up. We want to get into, are we doing this? Are we really doing this? Let's wait a while. Let's look into this because something is a little, doesn't feel right. Air Force said it wasn't doing anything. Well, we know we've got to get this drone system, this drone program back into order because China's going to beat us otherwise. Also, they're dealing with the newly developed BRICS. Nigeria has just joined BRICS. South Africa is already there. The U.S. is losing friendships. What used to be strange bedfellows are coming together now. There's opportunities there. The United States is sitting around with egg on its face. Even Mother Russia's in on the deal because they're in there too. And here, all we've got is this orange guy who seems to be disrupting and breaking up everybody. And now he's trying to defend himself, talking about we have to defend ourselves from domestic enemies. Say what? What domestic enemies? The only domestic enemies we can be worried about is him and his group. And that's on paper. So that's the impact of Trump's actions towards the military, the four branches. Now, no, they're not alien. No, 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 nope, nope. No, what they had two things up there in that area. From what I saw two things. I saw drones. This was over Miami, not Miami, excuse me, New Jersey. I saw drones and orbs. Orbs are interdimensional beings. When we take off and do our astral projection, we are in our Merkaba. What is a Merkaba? Our little spaceship for our spirit. It is an orb. It looks like an orb. I've also seen them that look like literally tic-tac-toe boards. Okay, kind of like squares, but not a perfect square because it's got a slant to it. No, they're trying to find, I think the drones are trying to study those orbs. Data collection. But no, they weren't alien. I have no, not see, folks. This is the whole thing, and I'm going to say this point blank, and I'm not, I am not talking woo woo. When you are on that Abrahamic religious tree, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, your belief system is very limited. It's almost like tunnel vision. If it's not in your belief system and your paradigm, it doesn't exist, or it's demonic, or it's alien. Folks, I'm here to tell you there is so much more and so many more sentient beings that live in this earth, on this earth, around this earth, and be walking right next to you and sitting next to you on the train than you have ever imagined. And not a damn one of them are aliens. You are just the ones they have to be mindful of because you don't know how to deal with them. And yes, they do have your form. Some have your form. Some can get into your form. Let me give you an example. Did anybody see Section 38, Star Trek Section 38? I couldn't figure out if it was a pilot or a movie, but that's beside the point. It's kind of janky, not intense enough for Section 38, but here's the thing, okay? In this scene, Philippa Giorgio, Emperor Giorgio, played by Michelle Yeoh, was in the mirror. And I'm like, what is this? Mirror, mirror on the wall, Emperor Giorgio? But when they pulled the cameras back, you saw her, she's a nightclub owner now. You talk about a drop from an emperor. In her beautiful outfit, and coming from underneath that outfit, she had the tail of a dragon wrapped into a spiral behind her. I'm like, whoa! They went there. When people say they are coming from the dragon, they know what they're talking about. They're not crazy, folks. And they are not going to fit in the Western paradigm. And they know this. So they keep it to themselves. Wouldn't you? So not everything, alien, well, the only aliens I've had encountered with are, visitors. No, they don't. They don't necessarily travel like that. They don't necessarily travel like that. But talk about beam down right on your doorstep. Yeah, they'll do that. And damn well you're not looking at anybody from the neighborhood. And you're not looking at anybody from the planet. Like, holy, what the hell? You'll know the difference. Because they're out there too. But no, what we are calling alien and all this other stuff, those folks are from right here. Also, we exist within a multitude of dimensions. Now, through musical string theory, they only found 12. Nah, y'all. That's because they got 12 strings on a guitar. Okay. The truth of the matter is it's ad infinitum. It goes on and on and on and on. Now we are surrounded in this Earth planet by several. I have not counted them. I don't even care of counting them. Um, I do travel through them, and that's what astral projection is. That's what tapping into your astral, your Akashic records basically is. You're going into the storehouse, and that's something like that surrounds you and surrounds the planet. But you got, oh, damn, I don't have my pen. My pen went dry. You have, okay, say this is Earth. Well, guess what? That's one circle, right? You've got circle, 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 circle. Every damn one of them are different dimensions. And there are beings who live in those dimensions. Some are nice, some are cool, some are drop dead gorgeous, some look just like us, and it looks like you're just here at a different level of, oh, here, it's just a lot cleaner. And some will literally eat you alive, literally. And then you have those who just can't stand the smell of a human. And at the slight of they see you, you're gone. That's just what we're living with, okay? That's what they're living with. I made the joke of, oh my God, the shapeshifters are on America's Got Talent. Look at this. Well, folks, I'm gonna have to take that back because I saw the last shapeshifter. I said, oh, I see the seam, because they were using two films. I don't know, like green screen in the back. It just superimposed one film or one image, well, hologram. That's what it is. They were using holographic images, and they were some damn good holographic images, though, because they weren't cloudy like you're used to seeing them. So they really improved with their light rays and stuff. But no, I saw one seam that was what was he? I think he was supposed to have been the wolf. They had two with this. The guy comes out with he was a monk, the monk who changed into the wolf. I saw the seams, two different films. But that daggone Black Panther, oh hell no. When he tried to adjust his hip, there were no seams. I'm like, oh my God, did I just see that? Mm-hmm. There was another wolf too, another wolf man. And I think there was a dog man. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No seams. So, I mean, I have no problem if the shapeshifters got to get a check. They got to get a check. Okay. Simple as that. Simple as that. But they've been here. They've been here, and they have not been the friends of man. But you know how that goes. One's a friend, one's not. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, Charlotte, Pastor Caldwell, you can watch it. Like I said, of all those shapeshifters I saw, I finally caught one as an illusion, which is what the magic show, that's what they do. But that other one, that Black Panther, I'm like, oh my God. It's the way his hip moved. You could actually see it go from an animal haunch to a hip, a human hip and leg, and vice versa. I'm like, wow. But anyway, I digress. No, that's the aliens don't bother you unless they want you for something. You won't even know they're there. Sometimes they might slip up. And that's another thing. Are they really aliens? Because we don't know who the hell we are. Are we going to talk about somebody else being an alien? I'm not talking woo-woo. I'm talking facts. Sheila, I would mind my business. It depends upon it. As I said before, they want something from you. You can go to your guides, your angels. Hey, Camelia, how are you, darling? You ask them for your gods. You ask them for help. You ask your ancestors for help. Don't be asking these new folks that just passing through the neighborhood for anything. As a matter of fact, just step back and let them go. That's the storyline, Sheila. But look, okay, we have also Are you familiar with the Hindu gods? Any of the blue people? They're not going to tolerate that either. If you think you're going to come up in Shiva space and blast that with a nuke, now I don't know if they caught him sleeping when they nuked Nagasaki and they nuked Solomon Gomorrah. I don't know what that was all about. I just have a feeling is that this whole World War nuclear battle is not allowed. And we can use nuclear power to power our homes, our businesses, blah, 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 our cars. But we are not going to be allowed to blow up any more folks with it. Because when we did that, there was a tear. And there was a rip in something. I don't know what was it. Something in the atmosphere was ripped. Maybe it was the ozone. I don't know. Between Shiva and Vishnu, the preserver, Shiva, the destroyer, Shiva will wipe them off the face of the earth if they tried that shit again. Vishnu would make sure that everything would be safe. So I don't know. No, those are deities. That's what they do. That's their job. But that I don't know any more than that. If you want to talk to God or talk to your saints, but I would prefer ancestors simply because you know them and they know you. Who's to say the aliens aren't here to do some scavenging if we blow each other up to kingdom come? You see what I'm saying? And yeah. Oh, Lynn, hello. Yeah, you talk to your angels and spirit. Keep with your angels and your spiritual guides and the gods you know, folks. Don't be venturing out into this new territory with these other beings you don't know anything about. Didn't you ever see this Twilight episode, To Serve Man? If you can find it on Prime or YouTube, find that episode, To Serve Man. Or To Serve Mankind, I think. To Serve Man. That'll get you out of that type of thinking. Now, Shango. Oh, Shango. Shango got me into some trouble. Baba. But I need Baba. Shango and his warriors. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Whenever I'm getting ready to go to battle, I have to call on him because it's gonna be some. If it's gonna be a throwdown, I call on Shango. And yeah, To Serve. You saw it, Jaconda? Oh, you haven't seen it yet? Don't move. So get all your goodies and your drinks and sit right there. Well, you probably can put it on hold, but you got to see this. I will not give it away. But that shit right there will cure you from all this curiosity about these aliens. My encounter, they like to snatch me out of my meditations. If I'm in a group meditation and they snatch me out once. I told you this, didn't I? I got snatched out of a group meditation by one of I'm not sure which, I call him Green Grandpa. First of all, he's about 8 feet tall. This was around the time when, this was 40, when 47 was 45. And I'm like, what is it you want to learn from me? How can I help you? I mean, I was a total BITCH on jet skis. No, I was on a jet. I cussed and damned and raised all kinds of hells. I did not appreciate that. They shot my behind right back down into this reality so fast and shut down everybody's internet on the block. Do you remember me telling you that story? After I calmed myself down and apologized and had to acquiesce to the authority of it all. still with some defiance in my heart, whole lot. What is it you want from me? And can I tell him? Okay. And he says, we want to know how to love. I'm like, well, so do I. But anyway, it's like, okay, I got you. And this being, we had a talk. This being was the supervisor to the creation of the bloodline that I belong to. We're talking millions of years, millions? Oh, excuse me, just thousands of years behind. My green grandpa, he's about 8 feet tall. And he looks like those little grays, but he's 8 feet tall, one. And he's like a pretty lime green. And it talked about getting your wires crossed. We get our wires crossed with them sometimes, and they get their wires crossed with us. But this entity, I call him Green Grandpa, affectionately. I'm not lovey-dovey, but I have respect. And well, hell, you're part of the family, man. You are male, aren't you? Anyway, I'm stuck. I'm not crack on you no more. That's all right. Thank you. They have the tech, but they don't know any more than you do as to how to live or how to love. So, I mean, you're taking it, that's pretty chancy messing with the aliens because you don't know what how to love was okay. That's one thing. Okay, we can figure this out together. But I know it starts with giving people, you want them the best wishes. I know it starts with that. But this other stuff, I'm not sure. Because when you start killing cattle and snatching people up and fine-tuning them and getting impregnating them and snatching the uterus, the fetus out the uterus and doing shit like that, I'm not an animal mother. Don't you try me. I do know how to astral project to where you are and create havoc. Stick to your angels, your guides, your saints, the entities you do know. Leave them some offerings. Don't just start bugging them. I mean, and don't forget to say thank you. Don't ever forget to show your gratitude. Oh, I'm sure, because we dumb, Sheila. Sheila asked, are many of them far more advanced? Everybody's so far more advanced than we are because we're too busy playing power games. And some are not as advanced. Well, technically, if anytime you can shoot over here like that, these folks had a spaceship or some type of ship that was moving because I was on it and it was still moving, yet going nowhere. Hi, Debbie. How are you, Deborah? No, carnal has nothing to do with it. As a fact of the matter, let me tell you something. Carnal, being sexual, that can kick you up of several notches spiritually because everything is sex. But we're not ready for that here. Everything. All creation has sex. I don't care if you're trying to produce electricity out of an electrical socket and a plug. That's sex too. Male gets together with the female. They create an energy that they create a product. They either create a baby on earth or they create something else in the realms. But you are always creating. Whenever you have sex, you're creating something. So instead of creating stuff accidentally, why don't you create something for yourself? Like, I need some more money. Okay, let's get together and do this thing here. See how much we can pull together. They call it sex magic. It's not magic, it's engineering. But anyway. Now, OG Nadine, hello. How are you? Where's Doc Mom? Dear alien, please take me. Why are you going to do that to the aliens, Dog Mom? Dragon Clan. Oh, yeah. Jaconda, were you here when I talked about Philippa, the character on Star Trek, the main character on Star Trek Section 31, who was in her Naga form as a dragon and woman, human dragon woman. She was standing in the mirror in her beautiful robes. And when the camera pulled back, you saw her dragon tail. That thing was the size of the room in Iraq. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you. I always do. Yeah, I got to get from the camera. I got to hook it up. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's brand new. What is it? What is it? Paramount Plus? If you can see it on Paramount, if you have Paramount Plus, it's right there. I think that's through Prime. Yeah, it's a streaming service. I don't know. Try Amazon. Try Amazon if you can see it. Because I couldn't tell into this. I thought it was a series. I thought they were going to do the series Section 31. Because Section 31 in Star Trek, they were the CIA of the space, and those suckers were dangerous, scary, and none of the captains could do a damn thing with them. They were just ambitious, ambitious, ambitious. And they always got away. They would come in there and do some stuff to Captain Picard. Did they do anything to Admiral Cisco? I mean, Captain Commander Cisco? I think Section 31 even showed up in Discovery with Michael. Well, this is her friend Giorgio. Yeah, Emperor. And this is the variant, I think. Oh, boy. Roxanne, if they haven't impeached him now, they must have a hell of a lot of stuff on him. Because I don't know. It's almost like people are just holding back according to some type of protocol or strategy. Section 31, Urban Guru, Section 31. And I can't just watch the show. You know, if you're a Trekkie like me, you will notice how, come on, y'all, I thought y'all would be, well, see, you got younger people doing this and they don't understand. Younger writers, younger directors, they are ruled by the environment and the energies of today. And it's in direct clashing with the energies us baby boomers have of yesterday. There's nothing cutesy, there's nothing chic, there's nothing nice about Section 31. Nothing. So to put a ragtag group of supposedly badasses together, and then you got this Vulcan who's ruled in the brain, a Vulcan cyborg who's being ruled by a grasshopper in the brain. It's not Section 31. That's the silliest thing I've ever heard. Section 31 don't play. Section 31 is a cross between CIA, Mossad, and whatever else is out there. And whatever else is out, they don't smile. But anyway, if it comes back on, I'm gonna watch it again. Because if it's a series, I am just a Trekker. Gene Roddenberry created Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry understood about the multiple beings that live within the earth and on top of the earth, not just us. That's where he got his Star Trek from. It's like understood. Gene Roddenberry was a Buddhist. I'm practicing Buddhism, and I've been doing some studying on that research. You know me, if I have a question, I got to go to the book. And I found something called the Lotus Sutra, which is their most, I don't know if it's the recent scripture. That's the scripture that says everybody can be a Buddha regardless of sex, orientation, economic, whoever and whatever you are, you can become a Buddha. And in that book, they have, now this is right out of, now I know Star Trek is right out of the Lotus Sutra. Now I know, I just put it together. Meetings. We think after sitting there for an hour or two in a meetings, things are going to get boring. How about meetings that last 1,000,000 years? That just shows you this is a different timeline. That's a different dimension. 60 minutes here can be 5 years somewhere else in another dimension. So time is very fluent, or it depends upon what dimension you're in. If time is going to be the 60-minute equals an hour time limit, or the 60 minutes might equal 5 years time limit, or the 60 minutes might equal a million years time limit. At those meetings, there are meetings with the Buddha to get instructions as to how to take care of the earth. And at those meetings, you have all the gods, small g. You have people called Nagas, and there are Nagas that live on the outside of an island, pretty much the way they did in the very beginning of their lives thousands of years ago. Now they got cars, though. They're exposed to cars and airplanes and other people. I can't remember the name of the island, but they are the wise ones. They're also called the serpent people. And if you go into, you have some Indian temples, especially I've seen them on pictures and videos and documentaries of Angkor Wat, the serpent people, the Nagas. And Philippa Giorgio is a Naga in this in section 31. And these are the folks who, if they're appearing within a group that's human, they're going to be walking on 2 legs. When they get home, they go right back into that snake form. Human up here, serpent down there, and wrap their tails around. Okay. What else do they have? And then they have straight up the reptilians, where you hear of everybody in the UFO is talking about a reptilian. That's just one group of serpent people. The Nagas are also the wise ones who are trying to steer human beings into enlightenment. You have your demons who do demon shit on demon time, but when they come to the meeting, they come right, and they're trying to learn how to be better beings so that they can become Buddha-like. So this is where all the different types of beings in the Star Trek universe come from. Okay, those are just a few I know off the top of my head, but the shapeshifters are definitely in the group. Okay, any kind of what you would call a mythical character is in that group, and they're not considered mythical at all. Okay, and so this is what I say. We've got so many beings. When I do prayer, I chant for the happiness of all sentient beings. It used to be in the book, all mankind. But if you say mankind, you've left out womankind. And you left out the children. And then you're only talking about the humans. So now it's all sentient beings. Beings with feelings. Chanting for their happiness as well as my own health and happiness. So that should cover everything. Have you read The Only Planet? No, I haven't. Oh my God. Oh, the Council of Nine. They have, at Roddenberry, there was a council. Oh, I can't. In Star Trek with Captain Kirk, when they went to this planet, the Klingons and the Federation were trying to get into it. And these beings blew both of their minds, both sets of minds. They were saying, no, we're not having this fight, and you're not going to do this. And they just looked like somebody right out of Robin Hood, and they were just so calm and so collected and so quiet. And we can't allow this, okay. And Kirk and Anthony Zerbe, I think, played the Klingon commander who blew up something. They thought they had annihilated a whole city. And one of the leaders told Captain Kirk, no one has died here in over 1,000 years. And he's like, what? And next thing you know, the people who live there, this is our forum for you. We wanted you to be comfortable. And then they came out in their old form, and they were all beings of light. They were light orbs. They were big orbs of light. And the Klingon went home, and so did Captain Kirk. Went back to the Enterprise. There you go. Yeah. And they are celestial vehicles. And no, I don't think they're spaceships. I think they're something else. because there's a group that offered their celestial vehicle to the Buddha so that the Buddha could travel wherever the Buddha needed to travel to do his speech. Do his speech. And yeah, they did support. Yes, they did. Yes, hey, Alex, they did. And also, I'm like, okay, I got a question for you. Say, what about the Anunnaki? They are a group of people. Anunnaki were here and in charge, large and in charge at one time. Not anymore. Where they came from, I don't know. All I know is they were a civilization, large and in charge. They were the Anaks, who I think may be the Palestinians of today. Maybe, allegedly. They lived in that area right over there in Israel, what they call Israel now. That's where they lived. And that's where they got died out. And they're in the Bible, the Anaks, A-N-A-K, the Anaks. And that's another thing. I've always felt that we are in, let's say that our last 1,000 years, no, our last few hundreds of years, I felt was that the people of the earth were regrouping and trying to rebuild what had been lost before. And then they talk about the flood. Oh, it was more than the flood. That flood ain't last no 40 days and 40 nights, maybe 40,000 or something like that, because we have gotten no further than 2,000 years. We've gotten no further than the pyramids. I'm trying to think which king Solomon on the walls of, is it Dendera? Or Dendera? I can't wait to get over there and see those things. I've saw pictures of it. The Temple of Dendera, I think that's Hathor's temple. So we're talking ancient Egypt. There's a picture of King Solomon's air chariot that looks like an Apache helicopter. And and let me tell you, you got the Apache looking helicopter here, and you got something that looks like the Millennium Falcon right sitting in front of it. So it's like two airships parked in front of each other. Now think about that. Because I always wondered, you mean to tell me he let the Queen of Sheba ride on a damn mule all the way back home? With nothing but her aid? How tacky is that? Yeah, I've read the book of Enoch quite a few times. Yes. If you read the book of Enoch and suspend your imagination, well, no, it was, yeah, they just like, whoa, what happened? Love the stuff. Yeah, Jaconda, yeah. And, yeah, that shows you right there. They had air machines. And now I'm reading about the Brahman angels and their celestial vehicles that they want to lend. Everybody came and they gave the Buddha a car, an airship to ride around in. Well, dang. And when I said everybody, I'm talking about everybody must have had, when I said meetings, the million-year meetings, these meetings are held atop of like Mount Kilimanjaro up there in Tibet and Nepal. And I said, first of all, they don't like to let people up there. And in some, is it Nepal or is it in Tibet? I think it's in Nepal, where they do not allow people up there. They'll put it to you like this way. If you're a climber You're going by yourself because that's hallowed ground and you're not supposed to be up there. So you got all these people coming in from these foreign countries. You want to go up there. The guide will take you so far and then no further. And all the money in the world won't take you up there. And some places are like that down in South Africa. Credo Mutwa, he has passed away. He was a witch doctor there and much more. He ventured up into mountains like that. And during his time when he was a child, people would like be curious and go up there and they never came back. And yeah, things would happen to them up there. Yeah. And he got up there and got back. For some reason, they did him no harm. And they sent him back down. He was sick as a dog when he got back down. Yeah. Does art imitate life or life imitate? I think life imitates art imitates life. I don't know. Okay, Jaconda, I haven't heard that one before, but they're gone now. Oh yeah, Billy Carson. Did you see the? I saw it yesterday, and I'm like, now they're saying Billy Carson was right because the West guy they found out was a liar. I'm like, I could have told you that. When you on platforms like this and you're dealing with the public, don't even go on camera unless you're ready for a fight. Which is why I don't necessarily, interviews, things like that. Oh yeah, T-Stin. Yeah, I love me some Billy Carson. I understand, and that they have tried to vilify him a couple of times, got him confused with his deliberately misleading information, a fabrication. What is Andrew Bustamante, Everyday Spy, calls it a fabrication. It was outline. We would just call it an outright lie, but the CIA calls it fabrications. Mm-hmm. Was what? No, it was a green alien with me. Toth is. See, that's another thing. Now we're getting into ascended masters and other beings like that, and I'm saying you talk with those folks. Don't be worried about these aliens. Mm-hmm. Well, you can be the Trumpulation. That's what. The Trumpulation. Yeah. Well, she's right. But don't forget that. Let's not forget, Sheila. That's not our religion. Christianity the Christianity of the Middle East is not the Christianity. Hell, the Christianity of Ethiopia is not the Christianity of Rome. We are under Rome. And Rome created their own stuff. Oh, I guess he doesn't. Because Neil deGrasse is an astrophysicist, and he's going to think like a classical astrophysicist, which is why we don't have any damn good information now, because they get locked into these ideas, and if the idea is outside their paradigm, it's dismissed. Paradigm is dismissed. They don't even look at it. And they're also threatened with their tenure. They're threatened with their check. They're threatening to be laughed outside of the occupation. There are checks and balances, baby. You best believe in this Western civilization where you're not going but so far. You're not going to stray. We'll destroy you. We will isolate you. We will throw you away. Go ahead, Louise, Shango, and Yamaya. Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. My favorites, too. Oh, Shakanda Kern. H. Kern. And I'm going to have to go back and go digging. There are other authors, but he was the oldest one I could find. He translated that in the 1800s. And basically what it says throughout the whole book is that everybody has the opportunity to become a Buddha. So it's no more dying to be a Buddha. Yes, H. Kern, yeah. No, none of that. None of that mess. You don't die to go to. Oh my God. And something else now. I know I was raised Catholic, and then all my uncles and everybody went Protestant, and they became ministers and stuff. And then I went weird. Okay, but I'm telling you now, folks, according to what the Buddhist tradition talks about, and they say heaven is well, my words, heaven is a temporary space. So you may get into heaven, but you can't stay there. I'm like, what the what? And it makes sense because we're not created to be wallowing in the sun rays all the time, not all the time. Which makes absolute sense because I've been a part of other spiritual groups or magical groups, and I mean, you can astral project there. Now you can only go but so far, and you should go with a guardian. But you get there are other places. They're just places. They're infinite number. That's how I know there's an infinite number of dimensions that you can travel into, and you will be limited, but you at least be able. They will let you see what it looks like. But because if you're tethered to the earth still, you can't go but so far. Are there forces that ready to stop a spiritual awakening? Every day, yeah, yes, but they're not. They don't have to be. Yes, Camellia, there are forces to stop a spiritual awakening of the masses. Right now, we're looking at the Heritage Foundation. And I would hazard to say I might get myself in trouble, but the church. You didn't hear that from me. Any, yeah, I'm leaving that alone. Yeah, I'd be more concerned about the factions in the 3D than the factions in the 450, 4/5, and beyond. And that's basically because when I was with certain groups and we used to do the astral projection, part of the spiritual exercise, you had spiritual exercises that you did maybe once a month just to broaden your view. And some of these dimensions, there's always a ruler of the dimension, just like there's a ruler of this. And they know exactly who and what God is, and they still choose to be assholes. Who's going to check them? It's their dimension of light. So, yeah. No, it's not. No, it's not taught properly at all. And yeah, I'm like, I can't remember the book, but it's there are different entities they rule different dimensions. And I mean, I think this was the fifth dimension of the soul, where this one ruler, this is his job. You take care of this dimension and everything in it, and then you shoot some information down into the earth realm. Purity egomaniac, but they know where to draw the line. They know where to draw the line every time. I think it's the Buddha. Not the ruler, but the caretaker. The Buddha is the caretaker of the earth. I'm not sure about that. Could be Saint Germain. Yeah, well. Yeshua, I don't know. Jesus, I don't know. Because whenever I'm interacting with him or see him, he comes off more like an ascended master or an avatar. I just don't know where that line is drawn because I'm not. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I'm not. If I was looking from the top down, I could tell you, but I'm looking from the bottom up, and I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, oh yeah. When was we're talking about? I remember being a part of this meditation group, and they said Jesus had left the earth plane back in the 70s. But yet I had to call him in here a couple of years ago to help me clear out my house, and he showed up. He showed up to take these folks home because they were lost. And that kind of touched me here, but I'm like, I would say so, Dog Mom. The all there is, they're calling it. The all there is. And who was I talking to? One of my clients. And I'm like, how I see things is because I can feel and know things. And that's because I feel as though we are all a part of one giant being. And if you really want to know something about a person, you close your eyes and just focus on them and ask the question. And here comes, it's like you key into the energy of who they are and what they're about. And I think that one solid being that's for today, that's my concept of God. But then there is a goddess too. And I'm like, how do we do this? I don't know. Way beyond my pay grade. Way beyond my pay grade. And that's another thing. There's nothing absolute on this planet. Even the grass changes. Rain turns into snow, changes into ice, goes back to rain again. We don't know. What else? What was I talking about before I got into this? Oh, y'all talk about your Orishas. Yeah, Oludumare. Yeah. Those, see, that's again the all it all. The all there is, Oludumare, the all there is. I think in Ekankar they would call that the ocean of love and mercy. Another Star Trek. No, that's Ekankar. That's out of the East. But the ocean of love and mercy that they believe in, that comes right on out of the all there is. Imagine an ocean. Well, if you saw Deep Space Nine, Odo was a creature from the ocean of love. They didn't call that. I forgot what they called it. But as soon as I saw it, I got on the phone. Hey, they doing the ocean of love and mercy on Deep Space Nine. Yeah. And that's how I feel that we are. We are a part of the collective. But they didn't call them the collective. What did they call them? The chain what did they call it? I don't remember what it was. But it was like ocean. Odo could go to this was ocean. It looked like water. And it wasn't water at all. They were beings. Every being that was ever his group. And he would just lose form and just go into like a liquid form, and he would just join his ocean of love and mercy. And something like that. Yeah, not the Dominion homeworld, the where Odo is from. Oh, goodness, I need some more coffee. Oh, my coffee got cold. Oh well. The Great Spirit, yeah. Oh yeah, now they're finding. Oh yeah, the feminine energy. Yeah. And some places I've been initiated as goddess. And sometimes you might hear you see somebody come up here and call me Goddess Carol. Yeah, that's me. That's me. Well, what the heck happened here? Are they messing with me, or do I have to buy a new television? What is this? What was I talking about? It's just life is just so vast, but we are limited in our view of life because we only see life with the eyes we have here. Eyes. You think these are mechanical? These are too. They're just organic. And these eyes, I tell you, I didn't realize how limiting our eyes were. Until I took a picture of a tree right across the street from where I live. It was a pretty tree. And here's my camera. You see that little thing right there? The eye, right? Shutter, right? Do you know that little camera? It not only took a picture of the tree, It took a picture of the house next door to the tree, the alley, the house across the alley, and the truck parked on the side of the street. And I'm like, what? When I picked that thing up to look at it, take a picture, all I saw was the tree. When I went in there and looked at that, I'm like, I could not believe it. But that's how limited the human eye is. And more than likely, that's why when you go into a meditation, the first thing you do is what? Close your eyes. And then you see all these lights and things. And next thing you see is this little aperture. And it kind of open. You see a little light at the end, and it opens. And next thing you know, you're on the other side of it. You're like, what the? Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, and talking about the feminine spirit. Ooh, yes, he did. And Terry Stephanie, he messed up. And see, this is another one of my personal beefs. They tell me, they come at me with, oh, you're reading tarot cards. You're opening portals. You're dealing with spirits. Folks, if you think these spirits on these cards, basically my energies and my tarot team that I call in, they don't show up. I call in, are doing me any harm or doing you any harm, you are dead wrong. But when you see people ordering 9 red heifers to send up into a mountain and you don't open your damn mouth, you are accepting something dire. But because your religion or your politics agrees with it, it's okay. Hell no, it's not. And I think that was an act of God to screw up that. Well, the reason the 9 heifers didn't work is because one of them was blemished. No, they would call an angel my ass. The only angel that was being called into that ritual is a demon. Now, Christians are calling up demons now. Christians think it's okay to call up demons, but I can't use my tarot cards. Are you serious? What kind of fool do you think I am? Oh, yeah. The founders. Where were the founders living? Urban Google. Where did the founders live? And see, you got me talking about Star Trek. I can talk about Star Trek all day and all night. But yeah. So people, I suggest everybody, I don't care what your religion is, you should have an occult book in the house that you can use, that you know how to read. That's probably in English. Start with the 7 Hermetic Principles by Hermes Trismegistus. That's Thoth. Read that. That should be your reference guide. Because everything starts with that, and then it just builds. And then you'll start seeing things and identifying things. And you'll even be able to understand your own holy book much better. Much, much better. There's a lot of symbology in the Bible. A lot of people just goes right on by them. I know it's going by them because it went by me through years. And then I said, do what? Oh my God. Talking about 9 heifers, red heifers for an animal sacrifice. And y'all didn't pick up on that. And you know why it didn't work? Because one of them was blemished. They weren't a real heifer, weren't a real red heifer. And I do believe that the person, that farm where they got them from, I believe they did that deliberately, whether they know it or not, whether they let it slip or it was done deliberately. I said, mm-hmm. And another thing, now we're going to talk about the guides and the gods and oh no. No, you're not going to go and destroy all these countries that are opposed to you. Shiva won't allow that shit. That's his job. And if he ain't doing it, neither are you. Yeah, that's that Shiva energy. And I'm like, oh Lord. And I have a feeling, you know, and they're gonna have to pay for that. Sometimes those entities just let you go. Sometimes they just ignore you. Sometimes they laugh about you. But I think maybe this time they may ignore you. But just the fact of the matter that it took the consciousness to put it together and then try to execute, there's karma behind that. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't want it to happen to me. Now I've been here an hour and a half. Does anybody have? Just talking. We just talking, y'all. We just talking. But I want to know this. Since as far as I'm concerned right now, 47 is nothing more than a distraction. What is going on that we need to know about behind? What are we being distracted from? What are we being distracted from? What are we being distracted from? What are we? Tarot team, I know I called. Yeah, we here. Okay. Did I tell you the time I saw my tarot team show up late? They're light beings. And one shows up here, one shows up right behind me, this showed up, and then all of them piled in the back. I'm like, and everybody was late. 10 minutes. 10 minutes into the reading. I'm like, where y'all been? You're late. I know you don't have clocks over there, but anyway, that was just something off the top of my head. What is the distraction? What is the distraction? What is the distraction? He's cuter without his makeup. What is the distraction that this whole 47, this whole Trump thing is trying to distract us from? Okay, let's see what they say. But now, okay, no, I'm not gonna take it from the center. Okay. Oh wow, look at this. All around energy is the moon. Could be popping off at the lunar eclipse on the 14th of March, which is a Friday. It's obscured. This is the distraction. Temperance, patience. Queen of Swords. She wields the sword of truth and she comes down on all illusions. All right. So, the distraction. Okay. She cuts the illusions away. Like an eclipse. All right. There's a heavy burden. And there's a Queen of Cups. A sensitivity. A sensitivity to what's going on. It deals with work. 8 of Pentacles, or working on something, on creating something, and on Hermit, going within to find out who we are, what we can do, the best work for us, our purpose, new beginnings, taking a conscious leap into the unknown. That's the concern. Death, the transformation of the old ways into new untested ways, untested territory. Insecurities, we have strength here. That's a concern. Okay, and we have the law, we have justice, balance, trying to keep things in balance, trying to keep things in check, trying to keep people in check. Coming from the White House, Four Wands, and the King. King Donald. The mental challenge is the distribution of finance. Some people have it, some people don't. Some people will get it, some people won't. The emotional challenge is trying to get the job done, with this guy trying to get the job done. And the outcome is money, 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 money. King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the devil, corruption. So, I don't think this is much of a distraction. This is not a distraction. This, it might be, but we have the theft of civilization as we know it. The theft of the United States of America. That's what it is. The theft of the USA. Good morning, Tarsa. How are you? All the way. Is it good day? Good day down there? Good morning still. You're about 15, 20 hours ahead of me, dear. Tarsa's from the future, y'all. No. Oh, Tracy, no, I said that earlier. That was before I even threw a card down. It's already been reported. There's no money. They don't have the money. So that was a trick. Emerald Buddha, hello, good morning. Namu Myoho or is it Om Mani Padme Hum? Good morning. Trying to get away, but they're going to be disappointed because they're trying to take the money. They're trying to take the United States of America. And let me tell you something, folks. I don't even need cards for this. And here she's back again. Oh yeah, she's getting nervous because things are getting obvious. Things are getting obvious. Whoever this person is who's pulling. Okay. They tried to steal America. Who are they? Whoever the money. See, this is something else. I read this years ago too. It pays to read. The Plutarchs. That's the name of the book, The Plutarchs. And I felt some kind of way, which is why I could never finish the book. Hi, Tony. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for my lunch money. There's a group of people, and I know Trump is one of them, even though he's got his Trump Towers here in the U.S. But there is a wealth is not in any one place anymore. Back in the days of Carnegie, it used to be what? Steel, where you have steel, iron and steel. We create steel. Okay, how can we make money out of this now that we've got these materials? Oh, that's put together. Let's see. We might need a place to transport. What will we transport? We can transport people. People will travel. We can transport items. We will need a railway. So railways were built across the country, across the nation on steel with steel tracks. All right. Gold. Found gold in California. Okay. We can do this with our gold. We can build towns with our gold. We can do blah, 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 blah. But the bottom line was that everything was right there in the United States, right there where they were. They cast their buckets down where they were, Booker T. Washington, and they created gold. But now things have changed because people are traveling around the world. You may have discovered now we have the chip. China's got a chip.